Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this isn't a show match. Yeah. No, I know what's going on. I'm I don't know. I get it. I know that they're kind of all on a team right now. Um, Several of the Vietnamese players have made a new team, I believe. As of recently. Yeah. I'll fix the scoreboard in a sec. I just want to make sure we get all of our players in. Vertex versus OcTieu, but there's no other specs allowed for classic matches, so I'm gonna have to boot them. They weren't thinking that they could. Sadly, how it goes. Let me fix the scoreboards and stuff. So Frizzle getting taken down 3-1 by Vertex. So it was the final score previous was 3-1. I will update that later. So let's go to is two versus and I do believe the Peruvian flag at the ready here. Here we go. Now that's right, and this isn't a qualifiers. This is actually so. This marks the start of the real tournament, guys. We're done with 99% of our qualifiers, guys. 99% of our qualifiers are finished. We have two more matches to do. Two more matches. And so that being said, we're going to move forward with the tournament now. We're going to move forward with our tournament. As we have two more round two qualifiers, so two more matches, and one of them is going to be happening later today. So we're just going to start the tournament now, officially. Ding, whatever. It's exciting, very exciting. Need to change the title here. This is Fight of the Hitite Round 1 Vertex versus OcTieu. Here we go. Classic Cup match number 1, guys. Get ready. Get excited. I'm super pumped. Wait a minute for the Vietnamese spec. What do you mean? There are no other casts. You're betting on Vertex? Did they just come out of their 2v2 and win?
Yes.
They can't get in? Yeah, I did close the slots. Thanks for casting. Oh, yeah, thanks, Frizzle. Nice games, man. Very nice games. At the ready, and we're good to go here, guys. So this, I needed to quickly change. Classic Cup round 1. So we're now into our finals bracket, our top 16. And let's go. Let's go here. Vertex versus OcTieu, guys. Game 1. So this is a high profile match, if you will. So it's really funny. Is it only Hittite save? Yes. So this tournament is only Hittite. As was Duel in the Desert was only Sumerian, as was Assyria and Ashes was only Assyrian, as was Clash on Crete only Minnow, right? It's kind of the theme of our whole series, right? We're in a season of games, right? So if you're not familiar with what's going on, the Classic Cup is a year-long, an 8-month-long season of tournaments, right? So these players are fighting for, yes, the cash prize at the end, but also seasonal points. So now that we're in our top 16, right? Our top 16 bracket is our top 8 players coming in. It's our season point highest, right? So OcTieu is one of our highest rated in terms of seasonal points. So in terms of the standings, he's doing very well. If you're curious about the standings, feel free to check out classiccup.com/standings. ClassicCupAOE.com, actually. AOE.com/standings, I believe, is going to get you there. Yeah, here it is. This is the standings that we're going off of, guys. So if you're curious about that, feel free to check it out. As we do see Vertex now coming forward. He went for the berries. He's got a Elephant Lure coming in. Rough Stragglers. It's an interesting play here. OcTieu, though, on the other hand, has Berry Start as well, so it's actually quite similar. No Shorefish, I don't see any. And then over here we have Zell Lure coming in. I don't love either player's map, but the one big thing we can note is that there's a single crossing in the center. Feel free to check out the mini-map now, as we do have one crossing in the center and a little bit of private sea on the left and the right of OcTieu's base. So OcTieu certainly has a higher fish count, at least naturally. The biggest question always about those seas is who finds them, right? So this is always tough. It's always tough. This is indeed a best of 5 as well, right? So the tournament follows the format of top 16 is best of 5 for quarterfinals, semifinals are best of 7, and then finals are best of 9, right? So that's the system. And we have a point scoring system based on placement and number of wins in your match, right? So where you finish. So if you finished in the quarterfinals and you got 1 win in the game, then you get a certain number of points. If you get two, you get an extra point. You know, it's kind of like that. So there is a sort of like a differentiating between blowouts and close series, which I think is important because we've had quite a few of both now. So yeah, so we're into a more serious match now. I'm really excited. We're into the kind of the more serious stages, right? Because the open qualifiers are ended. OcTieu did not have to qualify for this because his seasonal standings, he's in the top 8. So he automatically gets a bye through all the qualifiers. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many qualifiers there are. The top 8 will always be in the top 16. It's a really interesting system. It's kind of this King of the Hill format. Vertex, however, is on the verge of dethroning several players. If he does well in this tournament, he could make his way into the top 16. Our points, the season is really, really, really close. I mean, our point differentials between all of our players at the top is really, really low. So it's you can upset very quickly. I mean, the top 6, the top 3 are pretty much like locked in for being the top 8. But other than that, it's a little tough. Please zoom slightly bigger for watching mobile. Your eyes, I see. That we'll go with that. So Vertex here, we did see. So this is an artifact map. We saw several artifacts coming across. Did they get converted already? They did. It seems. I did see a yellow artifact here. Yeah, and so he's still actually exploring his coastline with it. Interesting stuff here. So I hope that can explain the actual tournament format a bit. But moving into this match, I don't really know what to expect here because, again, OcTieu hasn't played for us in a while. Vertex we've been seeing play, he's been around for a bit, and he did have to go through the qualifiers, right? So we've been seeing his play recently, and it's been looking really solid. So OcTieu here has to prove. He has to prove that he's worth, receiving this bye. Otherwise, he could very quickly just get a few points for the season. Or for the tournament into the season standings, and that'll be a pretty bad luck for him there. Because he's been doing very well throughout the year, even though he hasn't even. I don't even think he's participated in every tournament, and he's still a top contender in terms of points. Is another one of those. Which is another one of those things that you just have to pay attention to. Vertex coming down with the dock in the center. Gonna grab 4 fish with that close, an extra 2 over there. So it's a decent dock. It's also close to the center crossing, so give them a little bit more control over what's going on the all around our map here. Going heavily on the wood right now. Looks like he's kind of struggling for the food search. Something that can happen on inland. He missed out on his 2 elephants, which were actually pretty easy pulls. Even to the storage pit would be rather easy. And for a player of his caliber, you could easily expect him to pull these to his TC. So kind of interesting that he wasn't able to pull that off. Going to move forward for these Gazelle. Inland can be a tricky map at times. Scouting at an all-time premium on a map such as this, in which case your food can be so interesting and so difficult. Yeah, we'll have to see what goes on with the fish both at 6 and 9 o'clock. OcTieu, closer to capitalize on, is already up to tool. Is he rushing? I don't see a forward Vil, do I? It's 9 minutes, so maybe actually 23 Vils. Maybe he's just really confident. Oh, and Vertex is coming forward with 2 Vils. One of them already quite hurt here, and he's gonna run headlong into this. Oh, neither player saw it. Maybe Vertex saw it and he's just avoiding it, but you know, we could get a really juicy barracks spot here. But I mean, OcTieu's already up. He's just building the barracks. He's playing super defensively here, and this could catch Vertex off guard. We already see the market coming down. Do we see the range soon? I think the range has to be the next choice, right? I don't see any forward Vils on this side of the map for OcTieu here, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. He's going for the wall off. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna just try to wall this off. Now he can't really wall this side easily. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be close because the bowmen are here, and this Vil should be seeing this range. He has to see it. I think he's just waiting for the bowman to pop up before he runs the Vils. I think he recognizes the need for all the food. He's not going to have a range up yet, though. And there's the first bowman, so OcTieu forced to run here, losing a Vil already. This play from Vertex looking really solid here. And there it is, the offensive range. I missed these Vils come across. It appears so did Vertex. Actually, no, Vertex must have seen something because he's now going for the full stone wall. Actually, interesting way to wall this. This is going to leave him more vulnerable to archers. He could have potentially walled here to here to get a full wall off and keep his woodline safe and maybe his farmers. Currently, he's kind of open here. Maybe he was thinking he was safe here. Goes for an interesting wall off. He's actually going to just avoid the army altogether of Vertex. Now, remember that without slingers as being an option, stone walls are a lot more difficult to get through, right, with bowmen, and also you can defend with bowmen quite nicely against bowmen, so we'll see. Bowman on bowman action here. The granary comes down. I think he's going to just make a couple bowmen of his own offensively here, and this is where he could do some damage onto the woodline of Vertex as well. A really nice positioning here at 12 o'clock from Vertex. Now, this could go undetected for quite a while due to its due to the lack of proximity to his TC. That being said, though, there's already the defensive range here, so it seems like Vertex kind of knew what was going on here. And the paint here from Vertex is just absurd. So many bowmen everywhere. So many ranges as well. Exploring with the Vils, and it looks like he's actually going to be the first one to find the dock at 6 o'clock, which could be absolutely huge for him. He's going to dock this, I would assume. Maybe not. Yep, he's going to go for it. There it is. And this is going to be a huge amount of fish for him, and as well as Meepy. Oh, maybe he's going to open with a transport and try to get around these walls. I think that's going to be his thought process here. We do see both players with bowmen on the opposing woodlines, but it's 2-on-2, and Vertex has the hill here, so OcTieu can't stand and fight this. He's going to try to dodge some arrows, but not going to be quite enough. He's going to need a third bowman, maybe even a fourth, to take a fight there on that hill. Meanwhile, the pressure coming in from Vertex. Are we going to see? I think we're going to have to see a transport here. That has to be the play at hand. If he gets these bowmen in, he has the armor upgrade. These villagers will be defenseless. That could be a game-winning play here. Depends, though. He has to pull it off, and it looks like maybe Vertex didn't realize this is open. But he's now going to realize this. The bowmen from OcTieu are heading around. Where'd they go? He had a bunch of them. Now there's only one. Are they all walking? Oh, they're just scouting out the map right now, but not going to do too much. So no transport just yet. He's actually going to be playing it safe, just trying to pepper these woodlines over the walls. Meanwhile, duel coming out in the middle of the map. Who's going to win this one? Certainly you. Coming out ahead on this one. Oh, and several Vils going down. Vertex getting a great positioning here with these bowmen pushing out past his land. Meanwhile, the bowmen of OcTieu kind of got lost scouring the map. Now, there are opportunities for him elsewhere, right? Are opportunities for him elsewhere in terms of villagers being exposed. I'm surprised we haven't seen a range internally yet for OcTieu to help defend against this, because he's currently just kind of letting Vertex kind of have free reign of the whole map, right? See, Vertex built a range on either side for both offensive and defensive pressure, which I do appreciate here. I think it was a pretty smart play. I think trying to wall this off, it worked, but I mean, the Vills are here, man. The Vills are here. You have to deal with this. And another fishing boat comes out, so OcTieu with no dock yet. Really going to be struggling here with the food income at this stage. He's gone fully into the farms, but I don't know if that's enough. There's not a lot going on there. If Vertex puts out BM, then OcTieu in big trouble. Oh, Bowman, yeah. OcTieu wood pits can be hit by CA easily. Yeah, this is the issue for OcTieu right now. As soon as the bronze comes in, OcTieu's in a far worse position. That being said, though, Vertex isn't in a horrible one. It's just that he can also defend. It's one range here, one range there. So until there are more ranges like this, I would have said Vertex is in a good position. A big thing, though, is that OcTieu hasn't invested nearly as much into the Bowman, and there it is. There's the bronze. 17 minutes, able to do it with the pressure on his map, but he's down 10 Vills, and that's all going to be fishing boats. So the timeline looking really rough, but you have to keep in mind that's Bowman and fishing boats. So it's kind of like a double whammy on the timeline there. We'll see if the CA make a big enough difference here, because that's certainly going to be the play of choice. It's going to be the transition into chariot archers, right? That transition is going to be all important here. We don't see any real gold income possible, so we're not going to be seeing nobility anytime soon from OcTieu, as he's just kind of walled into this little tiny base. His villagers here actually going undetected for so long now, as well as up here for Vertex. Both players just kind of abandoning their previous bases, becoming shells. Oh, and look at that, Vertex finding the economy that OcTieu had placed so carefully onto his land, and now he'll have free reign to just deal with these ranges. However, he's not going to deal with them in time. I don't think he can stop CA from coming out of this. The wheel upgrade is in, so we're going to be seeing it. Oh, and here's the scout ship. He didn't go for the transport. He went for the scout ship, and I mean, that's just as good, if not better. Again, still no way for him to do anything here, because like, he's got no defensive ranges. Vertex just has a total chokehold now on all of the economy that OcTieu has. He's got a few Vills here to defend with. Oh man, this is going to get really rough. He's got some CA out though, so this is going to be the game changer that he's looking for. His opponent's wide open. If he's going to go for eco, I think. Maybe he tries to fight the bowmen that are killing his ranges first though. He can trade against these very, very nicely. But back at home, I mean, he's in trouble, man. He is in trouble. No dock is such an interesting strategy choice. Something we sometimes see. Players go for the no dock approach to inland. I don't know if it's going to work out here. Yeah, Vertex's lack of walls could be problematic, but he's now up to Bronze Age, so he's gonna start getting the wheel. So as soon as these maybe these bowmen will buy him enough time for the wheel upgrade. We'll see though. We'll see. He's in so much trouble though. Look back at home. He's just losing so many vills on all of his wood lines, and this is the issue with walling like this and not defending the bowmen ever. Like, Vertex can just keep. I mean, it's just been the same 4 bowmen getting kill after kill after kill, 19-9 in terms of kills. But now the tech advantage has been nullified, and the play here from Vertex is just so solid. Now, where did the CA go for? Oh wow! Don't tell me he's getting this many kills with just 1 bowman, or basically 2 bowmen now. So he'll notice. Now going to come to this north side of the map, and this is a big game changer here. OcTieu could get a lot of stuff done against these vills, but I'm sure Wheel is just seconds away now. As more and more vills go down on this wood line, OcTieu basically just hoping that it's enough here to deal with all of his vills, just counteracting the raid on a raid. I like the pressure from OcTieu, but I think the economy from Vertex is actually starting to dwindle a bit. This southern dock is really valuable, but his dock in the center has become completely unusable. So we'll see how he's able to transition his economy, because as well, he's been pushed off all of his food income. Going to build a storage pit on the left side here, but it'll be quickly spotted. We are going to start seeing CA from Vertex, and this is going to be the defense we were looking for. And maybe even CA offensively. Oh man, is he in here? No, not quite. There is. He chopped through, right? This is open. This is wide open, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow. So Vertex in a solid defensive position now with CA coming out and this food income at the south. I think this is it for OcTieu. I think the timeline is just too much. He has to go all in on land to win. Yeah, the fact that his opponent's economy keeps running, and DCA coming back now is going to pose a big challenge, because if all these bowmen die, it's going to get more and more difficult for Tex to apply pressure here, but he still has the ranges, right? He still has the war galleys here. Now with 11 range, they can start ranging down all of these farmers. And the bowmen are actually trading decently here, and there's the GG from OcTieu. Game 1 going to Vertex. Be a little bit speedy here. I have to expedite our process a bit because maybe I was a little ambitious. You got a dock. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Maccabee. I think the dock is too important. Yeah, the bowman play was really good from Vertex. He's able to get a lot of work done. Hey guys, how's it going? For you? Alright, sorry guys, just handling some stuff here, getting our players all set up. I'm good to go. Where is Vertex at? And then we can get going. Going straight to bronze is too risky? Maybe. Alright guys. Yeah, just as a friendly reminder to everybody, Classic Cup show matches we allow other streams of.
Yes.
Who do I have my money on? I don't. Well, that's a funny way to phrase it. Nobody. Who do I think could win? Anybody. I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't get the colors set up on the scoreboard, but you guys probably don't care about that. I do though, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that. So, Vertex versus OcTieu, green versus yellow. Interesting choices here. Get the colors right. Yellow. Right. Second. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. There we go. Okay, green versus yellow. All right, so the players here. OcTieu in the green pieces. The north side of the map here has a rough one. Not great strags, not great food. Gazelle are pretty far. Woodlines aren't like close or great to anything. There's no good shorefish. Wow, tough map for OcTieu to play here. This is certainly a very difficult inland map. Today has not been too kind to him so far in this best of 5. That being said, he's always a capable player, so always stuff can be done. Meanwhile, look at this pushable gazelle for Vertex. A nice shorefish wood pit here for Vertex. Pullable elephant for Vertex. I mean, everything is in Vertex's favor right now. Better stragglers for Vertex. I mean, if you name it, the early Stone Age things that matter are there for Vertex, and they're not for OcTieu. So it's a tough hill to climb already. I just realized I got the scoreboard wrong. Hold on. I noticed. My bad, guys. There we go. That should be right now. Vertex versus OcTieu. I don't know what to expect here. So Vertex seemed to just have the better play, the better gameplay, the better game plan, right? And I don't know. It seemed like OcTieu just struggled with the map. Seems like he just struggled with the map. I mean, a dock spot here is absolutely huge. You're right, Maccabeat. I mean, Vertex has the fish as well. Like literally everything you could think of that make a good inland map, Vertex has. Right? He's got a close elephant, pushable gazelle, easy berries, good strags, shorefish wood pit start.
Yes.
So solid, so solid. 1 minute, please. We have a pause from Vertex here. I'm trying to think, I might want to put a thing on pausing. I think we need a rule on how many pauses you get or something. Thank you for the follow there, Lamb Wheat. So I don't know what we expect here. We have a quick pause from our players, guys. So we're just gonna hold on here. The berries. I mean, the berries are fine. You can actually delete. So this is a straggler here, right here, Hobbit. You can delete this strag with a house, and then you can just put your berries here, and then delete the house. It'll delete the foundation for the house, so you get the wood back, right? So it's just a little bit of cleanup needed to get the berries nice. True, but Waffles gave away who he's really rooting for in his response. What I'd say? I already forgot what I said. I'm not gonna lie. You asked me who do I have my money on. I said nobody. I don't put money on anybody in these. I think anyone can win, honestly. Vertex looked really solid though last game. I mean, it looked like OcTieu was struggling with inland, right? Which is interesting because that's the setting, right? Like, uh, you could say, I don't know. I don't know. There's no real way to say who you can think is going to win these, because we're in our top 16 players, right? We're in the finals bracket. This is where it's all a lot more interesting because there's so much more to it, right? Like the players here are all so good. It could go any way. At this stage, out of our top 16 players currently, or I guess it's 14 because we're still waiting on
Yes.
2 qualifiers to finish.
Started
Literally
the
anyone can
game
win.
already.
Right? Like, I don't know if there's anyone who isn't. So, and that was a bit of a pause there from Vertex, but again, we are understanding. Here we are understanding. So yeah, OcTieu's map is just so difficult here. It's just so difficult. I don't know what he does to win this. Sorry, just had to handle something real quick. And now moving into the match a bit. So yeah, OcTieu's gonna go for the Gazelle pit here. I think that's the best play for him. I think he has to. He just has to pit it. He didn't have pushable Gazelle. He just needed that. Just interesting stuff here. Oh, a dock for Vertex. Interesting. Not where you'd want it. I mean, it's still 2 fish, though. Actually, this is decent. This is decent. It's got to give him good control over here. And then... Interesting. Yeah, it's a nice dock because it does pretty well for him. It does pretty well for him. I mean, obviously the dock down here gives him the food. And a dock down here gives him even more food. Man, Vertex is going to find all the fishmen. And this is something that inland players who are really comfortable on inland are going to be really comfortable doing that kind of stuff. You saw what he did there? He walked it right to the edge of the shoreline so that it got the extra tile of vision, and that gave him sight over 2 of those fish. So now he knows where the deep is, right? He might not know, but he probably knows about this deep. He might not, but now he knows that there's deep here, and he's just going to dock this. He's just going to dock this, and it's just too valuable not to, right? The food along the way is super important. I like the forward dock. It secures the passageway. Yeah, like this is interesting. It's easier for your opponent to scout. However, maybe a little bit more vulnerable because if he puts it back here, he could get he could defend it with from Bowman with like a scout ship. Whereas here, it's a lot harder to defend with the scout ship. Harder, not impossible, but harder. That being said, though, you still have to contend with OcTieu, who is an absurdly talented player. So even though there are a lot of map advantages for Vertex this game, the game is far from over because you have to play the map, right? You don't just get it, right? It's not just like free resources going in. It's not like a cheat code, right? This is all about making use of the map that you have and realizing that building docks is an investment, right? This is costing him wood. Currently, it's going to really pay for itself well, this dock, because the two fish are very close. So, going to be good enough for him for now. We'll see how this goes. See how this goes. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm just looking at the map, thinking about it for a sec. How much coffee do I drink? I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. This is still the first cup of tea that I had since the morning, since the first match of the day, like 3 hours ago. Just tea. That being said, though, yeah, it looks like the players are just going for a boom. I think we're just gonna get some bronzes. That being said, though, Vertex has been showing us this strategy a couple times, going for like this later Bowman rush. I think the barracks early kind of indicates that he really wants to go for Bowman across the river. He's gonna try to micro his veil. Ooh, look at that! Only taking one hit, but this is visible now, right? This should be seen by OcTieu if he spotted this. And oh, we're gonna have this is Vertex's. So two veils here, building up a nice range spot. I do like this play. But the tool is in as well for OcTieu, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing defensive ranges. And I wonder this time around. Yeah, so we got the range right here. So OcTieu could potentially defend with Bowman this time a bit better. I wonder if he has enough resources to quick bronze here. He's up a Vil. I have a feeling he's just thinking he can bronze again. But once again, Vertex's economy, it's misleading. You have to remember, he's only at 20 real Vils because he has a dock with 4 fishing boats. So his economy is actually much smaller. He's going to try to negate the economic bonus. He's going to try to get the bonus, an economic lead by killing Vils early with these bowmen, and it's going to work here. Going to move it right in range. He's got the armor. OcTieu in some trouble here. Potentially going to lose some Vils. Oh, he's going to run him across again. One will die to the Crocs. Bowman are hot in pursuit here. I think he's in some trouble. OcTieu's certainly in some trouble. Vertex has a great positioning here. Completely surrounding him. Oh, he's open here. So that's actually going to be really good for him. Going to be able to get all but 2 of the Vils out. And look at the Bowman play. Once again, just hyper aggro with the Bowman. And what does OcTieu do? Does he go for... He's probably already clicked bronze, but I really think he needs to invest in some more ranges defensively this time, and I think that's going to be the big game changer here. Is when he gets ranges down defensively, it's going to be what he needs. And this time around, he's not building his farms next to the coast. Oh, now he is, but I was going to say he isn't. I mean, so this is a lot better for OcTieu because he has safe wood for now. He has 2 woodlines that are currently unapproachable, and there it is, a 12-minute and 50-second bronze from OcTieu. That is absurdly fast. And he had no real dock spots. Remember, the really good dock spots were across. I think at some point you just need to bite the bullet and get the dock down for an army, rather than expect it to be an investment in the future like Vertex is here. It was both early economic use and really late and a little bit later he's getting tool value out of it with the army. I love the walls. So we're going to see the ranges coming down in the base, right? He's going to have to start building ranges in the base. Or is he going to go for aggression again? I feel like he doesn't... I feel like OcTieu isn't... Yeah, there it is. So he's going to build inside the base. So this time he's going to play a little bit more standard. He's going to play defensively, get some CA out, and just deal with the bowmen one at a time that are attacking his eco now, and then translate this into an attack. Which means, for Vertex, that means the rush was successful, right? Because he's going to slow down his opponent. Now he has a much larger eco, and look at the timeline, right? This is the difference maker here. Vertex just has a presence on the map right now, and OcTieu's just sitting around and waiting for Wheel, and now he's going to get it, but the scout ship is going to shut down some of his wood lines. For now, he's okay between running around 3. When he gets these CA out, it's going to be the game changer here. The market could get focused down here. Yeah, he's just going to try to deal with these bowmen one at a time. They're not in yet on this side, but because he did stonewall behind it, but they're about to get in here, which is why he needs army and fast, and Vertex is certainly on his way up to bronze at this point. He's had plenty of food. He's played his map really well. He's got a nice wall off, a safe forest for now. Safe forest here. Vertex is actually just going to run home with his bowman. I think just worried about this pressure that can be applied, and yeah, rightfully so. He's got a lot of bowmen, actually. The bronze could be quite far away for Vertex at this stage. He invested a lot into this Bronze Age. Or into this tool rush. And he really hasn't gotten a lot of value out of it. I mean, he's gotten a lot of map control, but look at the kills. 3 kills. And like, 2 of those have been CA, I think. So it's like, certainly not as much value as Vertex may have been expecting. Right, last game he got a lot more out of this. Out of this play. Here, OcTieu could deal with this scout ship really soon. How do they handle this going forth? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh boy. It's troublesome here for Vertex. Oh boy. Like the at this point, this many bowmen could be a bit of an overcommitment. He's not going to get in through small walls like this, and CA can just slowly tear apart these armies, man. And look at it; they're just tearing them apart with the mobility, the HP, the damage, the range. They have everything they need to handle this. But you have to play it. You have to play it right. And OcTieu's going to lose a CA for free, and each of these CA is incredibly expensive for such a fragile economy. And he's opened up his walls, so he's expecting to win this fight. He can't lose this. And behind it, Vertex is just going to wall up and play safe. Oh my gosh, I missed this. The huge raid onto the economy of Vertex. He gets in through the wood line. Over chop, over chop, over chop. There's a hole in the wall, guys. A hole in the wall. And now OcTieu is in the driver's seat of this game. He's got 3 ranges. He's pumping army. Oh man, this is huge. How did this happen? Did he just run through? He must have just been sending chariots through and stockpiling them or something, because now this play here is just absolutely huge. Could this be it? We could see a surrender here. I mean, honestly, I don't know if Vertex can come back from this unless he's on his way up to bronze now. What does he do? He's going to try to wall this, but he's going to lose even more vills. The economy, 32 to 38, but that was at the max. And look at the timeline swing. OcTieu coming back into this game. This is huge. Now, Vertex does have food income from the sea, so he could still click bronze at some point. He's walled up. He's made safe, so the bronze could be coming in. The bronze could be coming in rather soon, but this is the thing we're talking about. The Hittite ships on the river doesn't make nearly as much of a difference as it does in the sea, because it's a lot harder to use this bonus, right? See, he's gonna get chased. He's just gonna be chasing CA, right? And it just doesn't work in the Bronze Age. Not until you get a strong number of War Galley out. Now, this is really hard to bust through. I'd love to see some gold, maybe. Some gold income for OcTieu could be the game changer. Because he needs to bust there. He needs to make a change quick here. Because Vertex is now into the Bronze Age. And this... Now it's basically just equalized, right? We've had a lot of equalizations here. This is quite interesting how this match is going so far. It looks like OcTieu's just going to be looking for another opening. Not going to find one for a while. He could just be killing fishing boats, however. That's going to, I think, be the play of choice here. He's going to actually, potentially, with these three fishing boats, with these three CAs, sorry, he could find these fishing boats. It'd be quite interesting. Vertex. String down now. Really interesting stuff. Oh, and he found him. He's going to kill several fishing boats here, which is huge. This is the kind of stuff that Vertex could not let happen. And now the economy is in OcTieu's favor. We could even start to see the government center, multiple town centers. This is looking really good for OcTieu now. And now the defense will come from Vertex, right? He's gonna cede all of this, I believe, unless he's really bold. He's gonna just give up his aggression here, and just build more ranges defensively. So it's gonna slow down his eco boom. It's gonna slow down everything. Really, it's really gonna slow down. Now that being said, the War Galley tech is in for Vertex, so it looks like he's just gonna try to defend the crossing, buy himself some time here. It'll be a pretty nice play for a while, and this is it. The workshop is in. He's on the gold. He says, I want to get through this wall, and I want to get through it now. He has the army. He has to take advantage of this time, because you know what he knows. These ranges are useless. You know, the docks, all this wood, that means there's no boom going on at home. That means there's no ranges going up. That means there's no CA coming in, and for Vertex, this is just going to be devastating long term. That being said, OcTieu does need to keep making army. It looks like he may have gotten a little content with his army size. He has to deal with these war galleys. I would love to see some ships on OcTieu's side of the map. As it stands, he's not investing in those. Oh, even more fishing boats could go down here. Now, a big note is that the stone thrower is going to have 10 range, but the war galley can outrange it and outmaneuver it. So it's going to come down to playing it. Obviously, you have to micro the situation. But I have a feeling that Vertex can actually defend against siege units here. Wow, we're seeing a second one. Is he just going to go iron? He could just wait for iron at this point. No, this is definitely to make 2 stone throwers. He just wants army. He wants to deal with this and deal with it now. Do we see the government center? We do. So the boom is going to be here, but it's going to be a lot slower for Vertex. Notice the eco count now. 54 to what was 38 for Vertex. He's lost a lot of his food income, and this is the stone thrower we're talking about. This is going to be the big game changer, right? Landing good shots here could be the difference maker, and just taking the focus away, the extra HP for Hitite, all of these shots going in on the stone thrower means your CA are a little bit healthier, but, you know, somehow Vertex is able to fight this with the C, and now OcTieu is the one without some army here. We could be seeing the need for some more ranges here. OcTieu may be getting a little overconfident in fighting the sea. He was just taking so much fire from these 3 war galleys that eventually they just dealt enough damage. Yeah, the Hittite range bonus has always been absolutely absurd on the sea, right? And it's what makes this matchup so interesting, right? Is it's not just as cut and dry as make 1 unit, right? It's how you play it and what your map says, right? So here we see Vertex going for the sea because he has to defend this crossing back at home. He doesn't have an army. He doesn't have a way to make army. Yet he's just so far behind. He has to keep investing in these war galleys and hope that it's enough. He's just going to be able to take down these rangers for now. I think he can outrange... No, I think the war galleys could snipe any spot. Because of this stone mine, it's actually impossible for the stone thrower to stay out of range of these war galleys. Especially, never mind. So that being said, 2 stone throwers now. So this is exactly what I was talking about, though. The same range means that these shots landing is just absolutely gigantic, right? So much damage coming in onto these war galleys. But they can just do exactly what Vertex did. They can just move and avoid the shots. Now, that being said, the war galleys are moving in position once again to deal with this. But he's taking so many stone thrower shots. What is he doing? This cannot be the play of choice. But so many vills going down on the edge here. What a nice run for Vertex. As OcTieu running his army around. Looking for a nice spot here. Now, this is what we're talking about. So, this is an opportunity for Vertex to use Micro to overcome this, but with the CA on the shoreline, I think the HP on the... he's going to lose a couple, but I think ultimately, eventually, one of these shots is going to land, especially if he starts staggering the shots. Wow, Vertex doing a really nice job, but yeah, eventually these CA will go down. Because OcTieu just has too many CA here. He's dealt with the CA back at home, and now this is the paint cleared, right? So now it's the crossing. Does Vertex have the army back at home? This is too little too late, I think, for Vertex. He does not have the units he needs back on the defense to deal with the flood of CA that's about to come into his base. Oh, these bowmen are about to eat it. Oh, these bowmen are about to eat some. Wow. And now, come down the wall tiles. That's the last line of defense. Oh, well, this will be the last line of defense for Vertex, unless he retreats even further into his base. But I don't see this working out for him because the economy is now 67 to 46, and the timeline slowly going in OcTieu's favor here. The war galley's coming in, but at this stage, it is just too small here. And here comes the army of OcTieu. He's got the +2 range upgrade. Vertex with the +1, and here's the army coming forward, sending the Vills out just to see if he can get anything done here. He needs to buy himself a little bit more time. Vertex maybe being a little stubborn here, not wanting to call GG. He thinks he can win this. I disagree, but again, we know everything. We know this is happening back at OcTieu's base. His economy is just simply bustling. He has dealt with the sea, dealt with the land. There's some towers going up from Vertex, but against this many stone throwers, that's just absolutely useless. The push coming in from OcTieu looks so solid. Off the farms, off the sea. Vertex not using either of the private seas this game, just using the river, and it's just simply not enough. The investment wasn't there for him. The bowman may be an over-investment. Now, OcTieu looks to be in position to close out game number 2 here. This best of 5 certainly looking quite riveting. Vertex hanging on to hope, though, here. Maybe grasping at straws here because it looks rather difficult. Because OcTieu's got something to brew in here. There's something in the kettle. Something's cooking for OcTieu here, and you know what it is? It's called iron. This alchemist is hard at work here, looking to get some Iron Age going, and oh, look at all the Vills just dying here. Come on, Vertex. There's always another game, man. not to make fun of. Not to make fun of Vertex here, but this might be a little overzealous here. There we go. There's the resignation from Vertex. Nice game, though. Nice game indeed. This is a best of 5, so we could be thinking, we could be looking at quite the series here, guys. I am beyond excited. These players seem so well matched. This is like, I just can't see. I just can't wait to see how this goes. I mean, we know the Iron Age was literally seconds away. With that many Vills on food, it's just a matter of time. He's angry, LMAO. Oh, come on, guys. Let's keep. Hey, come on. Let's keep it civil. How's it going, Marity? Hope you're doing well. Hi, Hobbit. Nice, Luby. Nice to see you around. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Ooh, we got the co-caster in house. Take a look at this. Hello, Romley. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Winston?
Hi.
That was some really nice gameplay there.
Yep. Yes, indeed. So, guys, this is Romley. He's going to be co-casting a bunch of the games today. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we're looking to get some nice games going. This series so far has been riveting.
Yeah, and those two are interesting because OcTieu didn't build a single docky to get, and for inland, that's a tough road, especially, and I know you did these sets for this reason. I mean, you picked Hittite specifically for the range on the galleys and the
Hmm.
scout ship
Yep.
to spice it up a bit. We certainly saw that there.
Yeah, yeah. This is what's funny about it. It's so interesting. Make sure you set spec and let's get going here. We're a little behind schedule, so we need to get going here. Um, we I set a very aggressive schedule today. I may have gotten
Yeah, you
overzealous.
did.
I may have gotten overzealous. We'll see though. We'll see though. I think we can handle it all. We just got note that Soygia and Oho won't actually be playing today, which is actually a huge good thing. That's really good. We still have a ton of matches, guys. We have Vertex versus OcTieu now. After this, we have Morg versus Tokyo, and then after that, we have Hot Trends versus Tato. So we have plenty of games coming up. So one less is actually kind of relieving. That means we'll have a nice team. We'll have a nice time. Today, Ho Ho versus Soygia. I think Soygia he messaged me. He has to delay it. He has to delay it. I think something came up. Sadly, we don't like to see that, but uh, it's okay. It's fine. We'll move on. So again, Hittite. You were saying the war galleys, right? In the settings, right? This is exactly what it is. Um, it's like I love this setting. The more we play it, the more I love it because this randomness factor of the sea. It's like last game we saw Vertex's map. Vertex had the best map I've seen for inland in a while. Like that, maybe it could have been a little better, right? Maybe. But I mean, OcTieu didn't care. He still got a sub 14 bronze. He had a sub 14 bronze and just destroyed that Bowman rush. I think Vertex may have been overzealous with the Bowman. He made like 15, 16 Bowman. I mean, that's bronzing twice over, right? Or no, 20 Bowman is a bronze, right? In terms of food, right? Yeah, because 10 would be 400, 20 would be 800 food, right? So we're talking about a really significant food count being used on those Bowmen from Vertex, right? And OcTieu just didn't care. He just dealt with them so easily. Oh, and here's Vertex struggling a little bit with the lure. He's got to be very careful. This is a 7 HP elephant, and it's going to get a free hit him because Vertex can't hit it again. In case he loses it, he's going to outrun it. Oh, no, 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 no. Got this. He's got this.
Yeah, just commenting about that last game. I think even with that investment in the Bowman, it didn't pay off quite as much as it did in the previous game. But I think if Vertex had it made safe at home, if he would have prevented those CA from getting,
Yeah.
uh, I think he would have been able to um, survive the
Mhm.
early bronze that OcTieu had. But when those guys got in and wrecked his wood producing economy, he still
Mhm.
had the boats and that was fine. But I think he was just starved for wood at some.
Yeah, seriously.
So I think if he had maybe he'll do that this time. Maybe he'll realize that mistake that especially with only a single crossing, it would have been easy for him to wall that up.
Yeah, but on this map now, we're talking about two crossings, so it's a bit different here. So if you guys want to take a look at the mini map here, we have a nice bit of crossing here, crossing there. So the two crossings here, and then there's a large sea. But however, this one isn't private, as one might say. It's it's remote, but it's connected to this central river. So if OcTieu does go for sea control, which honestly I don't see him doing, but it could happen, right? He just foregoes it. He just doesn't care. Like he just didn't matter to him. It didn't matter. He had enough resources away from the coast to just bust through with enough CA and enough CA, right? Like it just made it just, in the siege workshop units, like the stone throwers, like it just made he just had enough. It just didn't matter that Vertex threw so many war galleys at that situation. He even microed down like 5 different stone throwers, but it just wasn't enough. Like OcTieu just kept making the bronze units. He never was content with the count. He just at one point he had like 6 stone throwers on the battle. How do you? No matter how much you micro those war galleys, eventually they'll die
Ooh,
to
in
a
the
shot.
center, in the center, we've got the art and the let's see, art just got
And the
so
secondary art.
yeah. So now OcTieu knows that it's the standard gameplay from Vertex, which is aggress, aggress, aggress. Right? And
Well,
he's gonna
mhm.
expect Vertex to try to get across there and build on his town.
There's a lot of this economy for OcTieu going up to these berries. Maybe looking to oversaturate that a bit. Or is he looking to shut down... Oh, here's that early dock. Once again, Vertex really sticks with this build order. I mean, he's really content with it, I guess. I mean, he builds this dock around 7 minutes every game. It doesn't really matter to him, like, what... I feel like he's just going to keep doing the same build, which is the Bowman. I feel like his build order is going to be pretty standardized right now, which isn't a bad thing. It means he has a plan. Having a plan is always better than not having a plan, right? So, I mean, this is certainly going to be a benefit for him to be consistent, but at the same time, there's a bit of readability there, right? If, like you said, OcTieu's probably just thinking he knows what to do now. He knows the formula to beating Vertex, right? It's defend the rush, prepare for Bowman.
He's dock blocking,
Too late.
perhaps.
Too late, though.
But yeah, as long as this guy doesn't get himself killed, because he only has one, so he has to be a little bit careful there.
Here's the second, though. We do see Vertex scout with one, and then he sends the second forward later. Oh, this wall off is interesting. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, I see. I was going to do it. He could have just done it with two docks, but going to space them a bit so they don't get boats stuck. It is wise. But there's the Vil. Oh, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. See the Vil? It's a Where's Waldo situation. Do you know where the Vil is?
I lost track of it.
Exactly. He's hiding it behind the trees.
You know, it's funny. We've been seeing that more and more recently. I don't know who the first person was to sort of do it recently, but it's become very popular, and it really is quite a good strategy. Tactic, I should say.
Oh, Morg, that's funny. Yeah, the hiding the Vils is an older strategy because people didn't used to look at the minimap as much, and it was harder to read. Now that the minimap I feel like the minimap got improved in DE a bit in terms of readability. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I know it looks the same, but I feel like it's a little bit better. This Vil is certainly just hiding, though. Oh! He's gonna find it!
Oh, did he? Yeah, he saw those.
Wait. Oh, okay, yeah, he certainly saw that. Okay,
Yeah,
but there's still a Vil.
guys,
There is still a villager right here.
Yeah, you see it on the minimap.
You can see the little skirt. You can see his yellow skirt right there. I think maybe, or is that a tree? No, that's a tree. I'm wrong. There he goes.
There he is.
He popped out.
Oh, he's chopping wood.
Oh, he's chopping.
What is he doing?
Stop
chopping.
He wants to build a home. There it is. The range coming down. What a good position.
That's a nice placement.
And you know what's funny? Where's this? Clearman thinks he's... sorry, not Clearman. OcTieu thinks he's safe. OcTieu's gonna think he's safe. He didn't see this range go down. This is gonna be huge. This is exactly what Vertex needs. This is a game-winning move right here. Oh yeah, OcTieu does have a dock. He has 4 fishing boats out. They're sharing the sea. You know, it's funny because... What is this? Is he gonna prioritize Bowman here or scout ships or both? I don't know.
We have the first Oct dock.
Yep, the first OcTieu, and it's got 4 fishing boats on it, which is pretty big. And a second dock actually. So maybe OcTieu realizing the need for it.
Oh, and the first
scout ship.
It's the first scout ship. So things are, and and there is the second crossing.
And here it is. The first Bowman is out with the armor upgrade, and OcTieu's gonna be like, "What? How did this happen?"
Oh, not again. Yeah, he's gonna be like, "Not again." Really?
With armor upgrade, so he's just gonna have to wall maybe back here.
Another range going on.
And here's the fight on the sea. The fight for the sea. The HP advantage is for Vertex. OcTieu's not gonna have it. I think OcTieu's on his way to bronze though. So that's the question. The wall off is coming down though.
Time. Same thing every time. Vertex is all in on speed for attack, and OcTieu is kind of build some army to defend, but really go for the fat.
I think him fighting it with Vils makes me think that OcTieu thinks it's a one-off thing. But this Bowman rush is now he's gonna have to realize that this is just too big. This is two ranges now. The pump this pump is never ending, right? The bronze click. Honestly, at this point, do you cancel bronze?
And C, he's lost C control, right? So I mean, Vertex is pressuring, and the problem that I think that he's got now is if he's stuck at 9 o'clock, OcTieu,
no food.
There's nothing up there. There is nothing. It's not even a good place for farms.
Yeah, you can't even farm this. He can literally put Vils. He could put the Bowman on that cliff, and go all the way to the gold. Like, uh-oh.
So I think he realizes he's stuck with wood up there, so he's going to have to try to take C control. But I don't know. I mean, Vertex has really played this well so far.
Yeah, he really has.
Okay, look, and Vertex now is putting a wall up. Now,
Yeah,
right,
this time he learned.
But I think he's like, okay, that's what cost me the game last time.
He's gonna spot the other crossing though. I mean, I love the two clubmen from OcTieu are still somehow alive against all the bowman aggression, and there's the bronze, but
with no food. I mean, he's got to spend all his food to get to that bronze.
I'm not confident on that. I think there might be some food here. The question
Does he
is,
have enough for the wheel and to pump anything out?
You know, it's funny. He's got gold and wood. Do we just see pure stone throwers?
Yeah, stone throwers too weak without
Stone throwers. Just stone throwers, though.
Yeah, they're too weak without. They can't hit anything.
There's a granary coming down. Oh, and OcTieu's other vills on the other side of the map got spotted. Oh boy, this is looking. Everything's burning for OcTieu here. This aggression from Vertex was so solid.
Yeah, it's really well.
But the wheel's going to come in.
So this transport, we have a transport coming around. He thinks he's coming around, but he's not actually going to be going.
It's not connected. Yeah, it's not connected to the other side of the map, so it's not going to do anything.
Remember when? Who was it that
Inknu rushed himself twice on his own island.
For those that missed it, he landed his assault team back on his own island in an islands game. Then he got back on, and then he landed on his own island a second time.
He even built a barracks the first time, like he was convinced it was the opponent's island. I mean, obviously we laugh at it knowing everything, but obviously for the players, that's a really difficult judgment call to make. So we still don't have wheel. Such a long tech.
Look, see now, OcTieu as well has learned with that dock that, you know, between the 6 and 9 edge, you know, he's like, I cannot afford to let a boat come up and take my only.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's going to try to deny this dock, which is certainly going to be on Vertex's mind now. Vertex knows he needs to be all-out pressure. He's still Tool. We're back to the situation previous, right? It's all Tool now, right? Like, this is a tough situation for both players, right? Vertex has to deal with CA again. Although this time you can see the food starve for OcTieu. He doesn't have +3 range. Or +1 range, sorry. +1 wood chop. And now, look at... I love what OcTieu does here. He's going for the Vil. He's just going for the easy pickings.
Won the game for... Well, it hasn't won it yet. But the one Vil that really put this game into question for... Poor guy's gonna die. Oh, he's gonna die.
Die to the lions. Oh, lions.
Death.
Oh, we have an emote for that.
It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy for such a hero.
It really is.
Well, look at the. I mean, look at the commanding C control that Vertex has here. Yeah,
it's going to be really hard for Vertex to lose at this stage, but we could have said that. I mean, honestly, think about last game. The timeline was more in favor of Vertex last game, and Clearman still came back with the bronze units. He just landed the transport. It's just there still. I think he's looking for that in. It's just not going to come.
This time, though, I mean, this entire wood line here, which I don't think Vertex sees at 8 o'clock as being repopulated.
Yeah.
But once that goes down, I mean, I don't see how you can maintain, you know, your development in such a tiny strip along that 9-12 edge.
The difference here is that this time Vertex didn't overinvest in Bowman. Actually, he did. So his bronze is going to be significantly later. He could be on his way up to bronze. Pretty soon though. I think it's quick. Don't discount the bronze age from Vertex here. He's had a lot of control over this map so far versus other games where he's had less. Oh man, the woodline gets spotted. This is a cluster. Oh boy. He's gonna try to fight with the Vils. No, he's just gonna try to dance with the Vils. You can avoid a lot of shots for now. I mean, this is a lot of bowmen, so we're not gonna be seeing it, but again, with the wheel, all of OcTieu's units can just avoid the bowman. It's like the micro it's all on OcTieu to play it right, but it's just he has the tools he needs to kill this army without losing a single unit, right? Like, in theory, it can be done, right? So when you put it into a good player's hands, it's more and more likely that that's the outcome you're going to get. The closer you get to perfect, the closer OcTieu can get to just cleaning this board. That OcTieu's still investing in Bowman, so either Vertex is up to bronze already. He's already clicked, or he's investing so wholly in this that he's never going to click. He just made another wave of 3 Bowman here.
The telltale signs of desperation for food on OcTieu. His vills are still farming, even though he's like, I gotta have food for CA or it's GG. I mean, if he had enough food,
I mean, but he has tons of CA now. Tons of CA now. Like this is getting worrisome for Vertex here. At least the aggression isn't fully paying off yet. I mean, he got a lot done with it. He needs to maybe take a slightly better fight here, but it's working out for Vertex actually currently. But I mean, there's the bronze. So yeah, so he clicked and then made some more Bowman. So he's confident in his numbers here.
Well, and he's got a 43-33 Bill lead, and he's got control of the map. He's made
no hole this time. No hole this time. Actually, there is a hole. Are you kidding me? He left a hole.
Where do you leave the hole at?
At the wall in the center. Did he run out of stone or something? There's no way this is how he loses this game, right? Not again.
Well, he's got his boats there. I think.
I think he's got
Be
enough.
upgraded soon. I mean, the games are never over.
Yeah,
never over. But
yeah, it looks really tough for OcTieu. I will agree. OcTieu's just standing and fighting against Bowman like this. Not a very great trade, but it will finally deal with this Scourge.
Yeah, and Scourge it was.
Scourge it
of course,
was.
the issue he's going to have to deal with. He's got these ranges right there. When they start pumping out CA, he's going to have to camp them or take them down.
I mean, I still like the fact that OcTieu, in theory, can just go through this instantly. He also has a storage pit ready for gold. We don't see the War Galley upgrade yet. We're going to see the boom back at home. Yeah, so Vertex is really confident in his wall off, but, I mean, there is a hole here. There is a hole.
Yeah, it's funny. Those two boats are sitting there pointing at it. Almost implies he knows it's there. Certainly, you would fix it.
Right, against a player like OcTieu, you don't give OcTieu the opportunity, right? You don't just do that, right? We saw it last game, and it worked for OcTieu. But I think Vertex's control this game is a lot better. I feel like he's put himself in a far superior position than he did in the previous game with this rush. And here come the CA, and like Coho just said in the chat, it's all about the fact that OcTieu's wide open for most of his eco. Oh, he fixed it. He fixed it. Vertex fixed it. He saw the hole.
There he did. He did. And,
really good.
For a player of Vertex caliber, I mean, this is the third time we've seen him just go aggressive up front, but he's an excellent boomer as well. So, he will be able to really start pumping out a lot of bills with all the land he has.
There's a transport at 12. He's sending 5 CAs forward.
Finally going to have a role to play.
No, this is an OcTieu transport.
Oh, that's an OcTieu transport. Oh, this is going to hurt. And there they go. Yep, there they go.
Sending 5 right up there. A full squad. He has enough to defend against the paint for now. And yeah, Vertex just opened this thing again.
At the same time, so we're going to see raids on both sides.
Where's the... Oh, that's a huge army from... Okay, yeah, Vertex is building army on his own base, but he just opened his walls. Here's the paint. Or not the paint. Here's the army. It's in. Both sides. The raids coming in. All gonna get... Again, once again, our games come down to army control and macro. I love it. I just love this game. I love this setting.
That hill in the center of Vertex's town is problematic.
He's just spreading out. He's going everywhere with the CA, which is interesting because he doesn't have
no armor. He has no armor. Those can be boned.
Those can be boned. No armor. Yeah, no armor. But I mean, Vertex has to notice. Oh, and so does OcTieu. OcTieu's losing a bunch of villas on the south side as well. And Vertex is just trying to wall him in. I love that play. And now Vertex is going to notice the CA here. He's going to see the transport, or at least that the transport happened. That could cause some concern for him, but he's sending some army back to deal with it. Several villas have gone down now. So this raid, I don't know. It's not the end-all be-all here for Vertex. He's certainly more than capable of handling this, as the army for OcTieu has been mostly dealt with now.
Yeah, and Vertex is not by any means. That is a large CA contingent over there. There's a small one.
There's a GG. Yeah. He just has no army anymore. The pressure from Vertex was just too solid there. Very good play. Very good play. Great move from OcTieu to try and salvage that, but just simply not enough at the end there.
Yeah, I think, with 5 CA going across, I think his hope was that it would distract Vertex enough, but I think he's a strong enough player that he's not going to let that stop his forward assault.
Now for the third. What do you mean, Hobbit? That was game 3. We're on to game 4 now. This is very interesting. Yeah, it's 2-1.
Maybe he's saying the third win.
Oh, for the third win. Right, yeah, if he's rooting for someone. Right. I see now. I missed the points above. Good game. Is it round 2? No, this is round 1. So, guys, we're out of the qualifiers. This is an actual match. This is well, not that we didn't have actual matches before, but this is like this is a finals bracket game. Excuse me. Some crazy cool stuff today. Crazy games today, man. Crazy games. I'm loving today. We have such a great schedule coming forward for you guys today. So stay tuned. This is nowhere near over.
You got some lobby work to do.
Yeah. This is we have a lot of work, a lot of games coming forward. Really excited. Where's Vertex? Is he coming? Yeah, he knows it's a best of 5. Be on his way. He likes to take his time between games.
Well, he's probably restarting his game.
Right. That's a very common practice nowadays.
So that's probably what he's doing, which would be a good thing to do. But what colors did they pick?
They're yellow and green. There we go. It's working out okay. With the blue of the water, it's fine. Oh, our predictions open for the finals bracket? We'll have to close it like now, I guess, because we're about to go into last game. Did anyone actually predict?
Oh, there's a nice little bit of food for OcTieu up at 12 o'clock. In the water.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, and Vertex has got... Oh, there's fish for both.
Yeah. This is an interesting map. Whoa. Look at Vertex. It's a weird map.
Yeah, and a lot of fish that could be in contention for either one of them.
Look at this wonky map, guys. Look at how weird this is. There's like this little like situation going on here. A little isthmus. Isthmus. You know how to pronounce that? Isthmus. It's like there's like a TH and an S. It's a very interesting word. It's like I'll spell it in chat. Isthmus.
How about it's a lake with a hole in its wall?
Isthmus.
Isthmus. It's pronounced isthmus.
Isthmus.
I found a pronunciator. Pronunciator. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. So anyway, let's pay attention to the game. OcTieu on the north side is just gonna go for a granary start. He potentially had a shorefish pit opening. This is interesting. Interesting stuff here.
Well, no crossings, no river, so they probably think there is at this point in the game.
Yeah, based on history. Yeah.
So they're probably going to be looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
in the next couple of minutes, and they're not going
Yeah.
to find, which is going to cause them to think differently strategically. And I think that this map probably favors OcTieu
Right.
because his tendency to play non-water maps. Obviously, there is water here, but there's so much land off to the right that he could play it
Right.
like a D3KT kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how OcTieu's going to handle this because I think we know what Vertex is going to do, right? I think Vertex's plan is pretty clear, right? At this stage, he's going to go straight for Bowman. He's going to do maybe like a 24-ville Bowman rush. I think he's done this 3 games in a row now. I think it's very obvious that that's his go-to strat. It's his practice strategy, and it's what he prefers and likes and feels comfortable on, right? So if he goes for this, the real question is, well, if he deviates, that's interesting, right? That's already a cool thing to talk about. If he doesn't, though, what we need to focus on is OcTieu's reaction. Does OcTieu attempt to bronze again? Because twice now, it has failed. Once it worked, but it was a tough game, right? And he got a little bit of a lucky break with the hole in the wall, right? So, like, if Vertex had been properly walled on the crossing, right? Like, there's so many things you could say there that were Vertex made a mistake and OcTieu capitalized on it, right? But in a situation where Vertex didn't make a mistake, it seems like his game plan has played out a little bit better, right? So, looking at this, I think we could say pretty freely that Vertex is just kind of in an advantageous position right now, right? Because I think he knows that if he just plays well, his strategy is working, right? He made mistakes and it gave OcTieu an opportunity to win. But otherwise, his strategy is inhibiting OcTieu's playability, right? It's strategy v strategy. OcTieu is in the I don't know, down below, not as good. It's worse. Vertex, however, is in a prime position here. I don't know. Depends on how they play it.
Vertex has the map that will complement his strategy. He's got 4 elephants, 4 elephants to power the rush.
But no Gazelle. He's foregoing Gazelle. So, I mean, yes, it's good, but it's not like
he's got another. He's got another 2, certainly within range.
Mm-hmm.
So he can have the speed if he wants it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, he could get a lot of elephants. You're right. That's certainly a big deal. But no Gazelle is another downside to his map. He hasn't pushed them, and it doesn't look like he's going to. Maybe he pits that on the way up to Tool or something.
Well, he's got these Gazelle this guy's walking by right now. 6 of them right there for a second.
He does have some vills on the map. It is an artifact map, and Vertex has a lot of information. Look, he has an artifact at 9. He has an artifact in the center. He's building a house in the middle. I love doing this. When you're far across the map, building a house in the middle of the berries is a really smart play. It's a really smart play. It's a heads-up play, because what it does is gives you total information and control over those berries, right? If your opponent builds on it, you know, because you see it. You have vision over it. It's just such a smart play. It's like a little outpost, like a little, hey, this is happening.
A little spy camera to see what's going on.
Now remember, this isn't actually a dock in a pond. It's not a sea, but it's connected to the deep.
Look, Winston, right at the center. Look at he had Vertex. Vertex has a Bill.
Did he spot it?
Standing right outside. Yeah, he was standing right outside while all those Gazelle were getting hunted. So yeah, he went over to hide like he did before. So he's in that cluster of the trees to the west of the center pit.
He's hiding again. Yeah.
Oh, look, and his camera is going to spot all 7 of these bills. Look at this. And I'm just going to say, oh, crap. Look at that. See?
He could, like, he might still go. No, he's not going to.
Now, this is dangerous here because he knows that this is now a compromised area.
There could be a Vil here, right? Like, you don't know. Yes. And that could put him on the defense. He's going to pause again. Vertex says, this is his second pause of the tournament. I've been thinking if we need to implement, I've been saying this. So this isn't because it's been abused or anything, right? I'm not calling Vertex out here. I don't think any player has abused the pause whatsoever. But I feel like the more I see it, the more I'm like, hey, we need this.
The problem is that if you have something that comes up, I mean, what do you do, right? Like, I mean, you and I both have old dogs that all of a sudden they need attention, and what do you do?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's the difficulty, right? It's like
yeah,
it's not a land tournament, right? It's not like we're sitting. It's not like everyone's sitting and I'm controlling in a controlled environment, right? People are playing in their houses in their homes. We've had people play this tournament from like cyber cafes, from other people's houses in hotel rooms because they're traveling for work. So it's like it's tough. You can't just call like we can't just ban timeouts, right? I feel like though we could implement a rule to make people at least value timeouts the same way we value like restarts, right? It's like you have a little bit like football, right? Like I mean there are plenty of pauses in the game, but in football you don't get tons of timeout. You know, it's like it's a rare thing. It's an oddity, right? It shouldn't be abused. Well, again, I don't think anyone's abusing it. I just don't want it to be. I want to. It's a preventative rule, not a retroactive rule.
yeah, I think maybe the first stage is just a cautionary note, say, hey, really try to be um, judicious with any pauses, make sure they're really necessary. Yeah, because I don't know what you do. I mean, if you're in the middle of a tournament, something happens,
Yeah,
and it
because
could be
otherwise, yeah.
any number of things, right? Doorbell rings, somebody comes in, starts, you spill your
Hmm.
tea, not coffee.
Right,
Um,
right.
I don't know.
Exactly. It's like what do you do there? It's like
Vertex month through, maybe threw the trash can at him. But it is can be very distracting when a game pauses. You're kind of in the tempo of playing. You've got your build order. You have a sense of
mhm.
map awareness, and a pause can kind of disrupt.
Yeah, this is really this. See, the problem here is also scheduling, guys. At this point, Vertex is at like 6 minutes total of pause time. Um, between the two pauses he's done, about roughly, I would say, if I had to estimate. I mean, we're already running a really tight schedule. So it's just tough to do this because I mean, we're supposed to play Mork versus Tokyo at 15 GMT, which was 15 GMT was a while ago.
I can't figure anything out anymore with daylight savings time.
I use a different clock. Yeah, so 15 GMT is
It's
yeah we're
-5 now, so that would be 10. So that's supposed to be 10:30 Eastern now, right? Did you say 15:30 or 15?
15. Yeah,
That would have been 10 o'clock, right? What is now 10 o'clock Eastern?
yeah. So we're 40 minutes behind schedule already. I don't even know if we can. I hope Morik's around. We see him. I hope Tokyo can stay up. This actually, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Um, it's just now we're gonna start bleeding into 2 games behind, which is like, ugh. Like I know I just made them back to back, right? But actually, no, we have plenty of time scheduled for Morik versus Tokyo. So as long as Tokyo's okay, I'm gonna message you know,
Let's check and see if he's in here watching.
I think so.
Yeah, you can't tell. You need a decoder ring to figure out who's who anymore.
Yeah,
What people play with in game and what they have
yeah.
on Twitch are
Hmm.
frequently not the.
Eh. Well, yeah, 2 30-second pauses, right? Like it's like I would be down to give players a 2 minute pause. I would say 2 2 minute pauses per game, max. Well, not per game per thing. Just qualify them. I mean, honestly, if OcTieu's okay with it, we can't stop that. See, yeah, that's the thing. Also, is I can't unpause it. I can't do anything. I can't type. Like, I can't actually moderate a game, right? It's once the players start as a spectator, we're literally just watching until someone quits, and they rarely check Discord. So we've had multiple situations in which my lack of ability to interact or control the game has led to people just quitting because they don't understand a rule or breaking a rule and us not being able to cancel the game, which is kind of annoying, right? Which is why we've faded away from any situation in which rules involved externally in the game. We want to avoid those at all costs, which is why I'm hesitant to add a pause rule, right? Um, why can't you co-op the player? Yeah, OcTieu, this is if OcTieu unpaused right now, it would be totally fine. I would just Vertex has to play, right? He can't not play.
Yeah, you could co-op a player, but the problem you have with that is you only see
The player, you don't see the
that player's map, and you can't effectively cast the game. You can only cast it from that one player's perspective, which
Mhm.
would be
Oh, hey, Iron Steel.
oh yeah, hey Miguel.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, that would be a big sacrifice for something that really hasn't been a problem till now. I mean, this has probably been the first game I can recall where pause has been an actual issue. So hopefully it'll be another 50 games before it's an issue again.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Well, maybe the pizza he ordered
Start
showed
the
up with
game
sausage
already.
instead of pepperoni, and he had to get that cleared up.
Yes.
Honestly, we'll just let it slide. We're gonna let this go for now, guys.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Back to this. I think the action's going to happen here in the center pretty quick.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
got
really
that.
quick. Yeah. Well, where were we? Right, there was a Vil stuck. Remember, we have a Vil hidden behind the trees here.
And a second one coming to join them. So that's going to make for a fast build. And then two from OcTieu going straight south, which should make that a nice engagement. And one right outside of Vertex Town, which sees that Vertex is partially walled. Bill's going to get caught out. He's going to get smacked. And Vertex is paying attention.
Here's the range going down. Oh, and another range. So super huge paint from Vertex. He wants to be everywhere on the map at once. Gonna be very aggressive here.
Oh, this is going to be fun. So we have a forward racks, forward range from OcTieu, and a forward range.
Two forward rangers from Vertex. Got another one at the Woodlines at the north. Right. So the funny thing is, I think OcTieu clicked bronze. I can't confirm that.
I don't know. He doesn't. It doesn't seem like
He just did market range again, and that's it. Market range. That's all he wanted. Oh, and the Bowman's gonna walk in onto this, and this is interesting. The Bowman could potentially get a lot of information for Vertex, right? He now knows that this, and he's gonna start shooting. So now he knows this is happening. His food? Oh man, his farmers are under duress here. Now Vertex coming over to the right with the Bowman. He's onto it.
Oh, and Vertex putting a alarm system right in downtown.
Mm.
And let's see, that green bill still
running around, but it's gonna go down. Yeah, it's gonna go down.
So, yeah, I think Vertex has used that strategy so effectively. He is not going to give up until that guy's dead at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
and he is.
Yeah. I mean, once he's on it, it's over. It's over. Yeah. So this thing in the middle, I think now that OcTieu's fully on the run everywhere.
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 12 o'clock is now under pressure.
Compromise. Yeah.
Woodline is gone.
Oh, this is. Oh, he had to delete the barracks. Oh boy. Next, we have Morg versus Tokyo. But right now, we have to focus on this. Can OcTieu salvage this game? It's messy.
Check some. We've got 28, 24 vills, but OcTieu no longer has 24 vills.
Can OcTieu do this?
Military 6-0 kill. Timeline's looking really, really rough here.
OcTieu just doesn't have a single bowman out. He just doesn't make. And there's the bronze. So 1350 bronze. A pretty
Called
fast
it exactly
bronze.
right.
But is it going to be enough?
Well, he's got a lot of food that he's just getting from this pit, where he's got the gazelle and he's got the. So if that can stay off the radar long enough.
Oh, and Vertex is going to find it immediately.
Well,
Man, Vertex is just so on point right now. He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. He's Tato-ish in terms of his play here. He's got people everywhere.
Yeah, there's the GG. GG. That pause was very long for the game to end. Just the pause was longer than the game. Okay, so that was a 3-1 for Vertex, knocking out OcTieu. That's actually going to be a really big deal here, I think. I haven't looked at what the point system is going to look like after this tournament, right? We don't know everything yet. Right? So who knows what we could be looking at here. But 3-1 for OcTieu. I'm just going to quickly start setting up for the next match. I hope Tokyo is nearby.